Hey, Aaron had asked me to do a little tutorial on how to create a topographic map. I had some techniques that I was planning on using myself, but then I did a little Google search and found a tutorial that I think is probably better than what I was going to create. So I gave Aaron a link to that site in or that YouTube video in Slack. There's just a couple little things I was going to add to it that I think could maybe help refine it. So I followed that tutorial myself, and this is the effect that I got. I think it's pretty convincing, so I think it works pretty well. There's maybe just a couple little refinements that I would maybe add on top of that tutorial, just a few things that you could do at the end. Um, he in that tutorial kind of goes through and edits the different line weights, which I think is a good idea. I didn't bother doing that here yet, but so there's one other little thing I was just going to recommend, which is in some instances, if you want to increase the amount of detail here, where maybe there are more ridges to kind of imply like more terrain or whatever, I just wanted you to know that there is this blend tool that I think could um, streamline this process. So this is what I was originally going to show. I've created topographic maps in the past, and this is a lot of what I did. So if you create two shapes here, so I just copied and pasted these over from that map. So if you have two separate shapes, you can use this tool called the blend tool and click on one shape and then the other, and it will automatically fill in all the intermediate steps, essentially trying to kind of morph from one shape to another. And so that can give you more rings and more details. While that shape is selected, you can double click on the blend tool, and here where it says specified steps, I'm going to click on preview so we can see what this looks like in real time. But under specified steps, you can lower the number or increase it to get the desired effect. So that's a good technique, I think, to use. So you can click OK there. Another little thing I was maybe going to mention is you could also apply a little bit of a roughen filter. So under Effect, Distort Transform, you can go to Roughen. And this, well, obviously the default gets a little too strong, but if you click on Smooth and you drop this down to like 0.2%, 0.5%, or you can kind of finesse the number here. But you can essentially get a little more of an organic feel to the line, depending on kind of how much of that kind of rough quality you want. In looking at a lot of topographic maps, I've noticed some are pretty smooth and kind of simplified, but then some are quite wiggly and have a lot of extra detail to them. So if you just want a quick way of adding a little bit more detail, then you can use this roughen filter. The trick, though, is definitely to kind of alter these numbers and simplify them a bit, because it can go really haywire and get kind of crazy pretty quickly. So if you use a low number for the percentage, but then go for a higher number with detail, I think that's going to give you the best effect. So you can get something that just looks a little more erratic and a little bit like it's kind of rougher natural terrain. So those are just the two extra details I wanted to add on top of that other tutorial. So first one, blend tool, second one, roughen. All right, thanks.